call of the gospel, the call to faith and works, the call to faith and actions. James chapter 2. When we hold a coin and we turn it over in our hand, we know right away that it has words and images on both sides. The two sides are different, but both are important to the coin's value. If one side was blank with no image or words, we would realize that it was worthless, and we would not be able to use it to purchase something. So it is with regard to the call of the gospel and the call to faith and actions. The gospel of Jesus Christ and his disciples preached requires both faith and actions. I believe in the gospel message, and then a response in the way we live our lives in relation to God's offer of salvation from sin and death, in order to be a true disciple of the Lord Jesus Christ. However, we must be very careful not to take one passage alone as the Bible's teaching on this subject. For instance, if we only read James chapter 2, we might get the wrong impression of what the Word of God teaches regarding the call to faith and actions, especially if we take isolated verses from this chapter as the only Bible teaching on this subject. For instance, what does it profit, my brethren, if someone says he has faith, but does not have actions? Can faith save him? Thus, also, faith by itself, if it does not have actions, is dead. But someone will say, you have faith, and I have actions. Show me your faith without your actions, and I show you my faith by my actions. But do you want to know, oh foolish man, that faith without actions is dead? You see then that a man is justified by actions and not by faith only. For as the body without the spirit is dead, so faith without actions is dead. Also, James chapter 2 verses 14, James chapter 2 verse 17 to 18, James chapter 2 verses 20 to 24, James chapter 2 verses 26. These ones make it perfectly clear that faith without actions it is dead or worthless. However, we must not get the impression that faith is not important. The call of the gospel, the call to salvation, requires us to display both faith and work and actions in our